Oh, there we go. We are now live. All right, welcome everybody to Metal Truthers. This is Wraith, and I'm here with Brandon once again. We're gonna go over the state of the world right now, and the state of Korea, what's going on with them, what China's been talking about. I mean, we've got a lot to go over. So, Brandon, I'll let you kick off with your opening thoughts from what you've seen from the past few days.
I think we ought to just nuke everybody and be done with it.
Yeah, that was not the answer I was looking for, but that is a good one. Oh man, yeah, I kind of agree with that though. I say it's getting to that point.
All right, I am back.
All right, so kicking off things, because I know you've been asleep.
For the most part.
Yeah. But basically, what's going on with North Korea is they did the largest live fire drill they've ever done in history, period, since the formation of the Korean military. That happened today. And then today, China also came out and told South Korea and basically the U.S. that we need to pull out our THAAD missile systems that we just sent over to South Korea because they see it as a provocation. And so, I mean, things are heating up pretty fucking quick. A lot quicker than they ought to if we were dealing with, just some simple possible war rhetoric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I apologize for the background noise, everybody. My little one's fussy. He just got his shots the other day, so. But, I mean, that shit's been popping off the past few days. Tensions are getting extremely high. Extremely high.
Oh, yeah.
And the reality is, man, like I said in my short video yesterday or the day before, I may have been in the video I was going to upload last night that got deleted. I don't know. But I basically said that, like, Trump has admitted that he's not going to tell us anything he does. He's already stated that before when he was pretty much running for the election. And so far, that's about the only thing he's kept his word on, is not telling us when he's going to attack another country and put us in a state of war.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, everything else he ran his campaign on, as far as, fucking Hillary will have time now to drop fucking bombs. We've had plenty of time now to different things that he's done, and just we've launched multiple attacks now. It wasn't dropped on Afghanistan. Wasn't just the one strike in Syria. We have done a lot of military provocation since Trump has been in office, since the day he took office. But you're telling me he hasn't had fucking time to, I mean, he hasn't had time to go after Hillary or Soros?
Yeah, for real. He did, he ran his whole campaign on Hillary for prison, and pretty much as soon as he won the election, he comes out and says Hillary's a good person and he's not going after her.
Yeah, exactly. And, just backtracked all the way. He ran his campaign talking about he was going to smooth over the tensions with Russia and stop provocating war with Russia. And since he's been in, he's been pushing it as hard as he fucking can. Also, while I was waiting to get in touch with you, Dabu just put out another video saying that the U.S. deployed 3,500 strong brigade to South Korea amid tensions with the North.
Yeah, they did that yesterday.
So, I mean, what's going on, in my opinion, is we're prepped and ready for full-out war. Not that we haven't, not been at war with them. And also, another thing I'm just seeing that's up from Dabu is he posted it 24 minutes ago. Japan tells its citizens to prepare for attack from North Korea.
That's good. That's always what you want to hear.
So, I mean, this is where we're at, people. This is what we have been talking about. We've been talking about it for months, and for months. You know, everybody considers us crazy. Everybody says that we don't know what we're talking about. And, I mean, y'all have to look at what's really going on. And also, we also have Israel striking areas of Damascus International Airport. Uploaded 5 hours ago from Dabu.
Of course.
So here we go with the Greater Israel Project even more. We're pretty much, all this is us building up our rhetoric, building the tensions so that we can fight the wars for Israel so that they can expand their territory and the Zionists can have their, perfect little 500,000 man world. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And a lot of y'all may consider this to be craziness, and y'all are, oh, well, there's no way. If that was the truth, Alex Jones would be telling us about it. Sorry, dude, but Alex Jones has been lying to y'all. Alex Jones has been fucking everybody over, and he proudly admits it. So, I mean, the truth is that all of these people have been setting us up, setting the world up for war, and it's been intentionally, it's intentionally put out there. But what do you have? What are your thoughts on everything?
Like I said, I pretty much believe we just need to nuke everybody. Fuck them.
I feel you on that.
But
then again, we would all die.
Do what?
Then we would all die.
Yeah, probably. If we nuked every country that hated us, it would end up coming back on us. That, and we'd eventually be the only country on Earth left.
Shit, we wouldn't even be the only country on Earth left, where there would be no Earth left if it goes nuclear. I mean, that's what I was trying to get at the other day,
Yeah.
I mean, it's there won't be a world left.
Nope.
But I mean, we've got a lot of shit popping off all over the place. We've got a lot of tensions that are being provoked for no reason, and I mean, I don't know. We're dealing with a lot of bullshit right now, and a lot of people aren't standing up against the right fight. There, everyone's still stuck in this right-wing, left-wing, Democrat, Republican, social justice warrior, patriot. Fucking America's,
We're getting into a lot of shit that we're really not ready to handle.
That we can handle. Our military's been stripped down thanks to Obama. Not only has our military been stripped down and weakened, and when I say weakened, I mean absolutely weakened. I mean, It's just insanity that we think in any shape, form, or fashion we can fight this fight against, you know, the most powerful nations in the world by ourselves, you know, because in all reality, we are the staple of NATO. Without us, NATO falls apart. Without us, there is no, you know, union here. There is nothing. Without the United States, NATO would fall. That's just the simple reality of it, you know. But just like without Israel, the United States would fall.
Yep.
Because Israel is the only person that's truly standing between us and everybody else in the world that we pissed off and bombed the shit and back from launching nukes and bombing the fuck out of us. Because most of the countries that hate us aren't willing to go up against Israel. You know? I'm going to look at something real quick here. I'm trying to see if I can remember how I screen shared last time. And if I can remember how to do that, I'm going to try and look up some links. So some articles, but I cannot figure this shit out. This is why I'm not the engineer. This is why I tell everybody I'm not the editor of this show. I'm just the brains behind it. Yeah, I don't even remember how I got that set up last time. I'll have to figure that out tomorrow. Sorry, everyone. Like I've got to sit down and go over this again one day and just figure out exactly how this Google Hangouts thing works, because it just confuses the fuck out of me every time I get on here. Like, you can't see anything, right? Like, all you see is a black screen, right?
Hold on. Yep.
Okay, what about now? Still just that black screen, or do you see the YouTube page being up?
Just the black screen.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. All right, so that's not how I do that. I'll have to figure that shit out tomorrow. I did it that one time. God knows how the fuck I did it, though. Like, I really don't know. Is it in settings?
But no,
Nope. I mean, pretty much, man, we're bringing everybody the news that we're hearing through the grapevine of, you know, the actual reporters that want to talk about what really goes on. You know, we don't listen to CNN. We don't listen to Fox News. We don't listen to Alex Jones and the whole InfoWars cast, you know. I mean, we used to, but not anymore. Yeah. Alex Jones sealed his fate when he went all full-blown Trump fucking-aholic, like, gotta suck Trump's dick to fucking get your profit up more.
So what are your thoughts on Bill Nye jumping on the multiple gender train?
I heard about that. Fucking same thing I've always said. Hollywood fucking shill, man. Just a pussy-ass little bitch-ass fucking money's everything. Shows you that they don't really give a fuck about science.
Yeah. You know, back while Trump was running the election, all the liberals were like, how can you elect somebody that doesn't believe in any scientific fact? And then they pulled this, there's 76 genders. Or even more.
Yeah, there ain't no fucking 76 genders. There's 2, you stupid fucks. Unless you get into the animal kingdom, now I guess there's technically 3 because some animals can reproduce asexually.
Well, yeah.
Now, I guess I would consider asexual, like, reproduction.
Then you've got things like earthworms that are hermaphroditic.
Yeah, like, you know, there will not be around, I guess, the opposite sex. Their bodies naturally evolve, and they basically impregnate themselves, change genders overnight, and give birth. It's fucking weird.
Kind of cool, though.
Yeah, I guess that's God saying that transgenders are okay.
Yeah, apparently. Still a little bit weird, but, you know, whatever.
Well, pretty much anything that America is weird, man. Like, pedophiles now moving in on the LBGT movement, which everyone was fucking trying to deny that was going to happen. I told everybody that they were going to hijack that movement. That's what it was about. I love gay people, man. I really do. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. Their lifestyle does not negatively in any shape, form, or fashion. Should you choose to suck a dick, that's on you. Want to suck a dick? That's on me. You know, you sucking dick has nothing to do with me.
Exactly.
So if you're gay, neither one of them fucking matter to me, right?
Of course.
It has no problem with gay people. Let's get that clear once and for all. Because when I say this, I've had motherfucking trolls come up to me and pop off with their bullshit saying I'm a homophobe. A long time ago that the pedophiles were going to take over the LGBT movement. Why? Because they're trying to say pedophilia is a natural thing and that it's just a mental dysfunction, totally natural, that every man over the age apparently thinks about having sex with kids at some point. Like, I really don't understand that, but yeah, that's the general consensus amongst these douchebags, is that every adult male wants to have sex with a child somewhere. But notice how they never include the adult females in that statement. It's always adult men. You know?
Yep.
And people want...
Man, you're breaking up.
wonder why we get so frustrated. Get married or not.
Hey, you're breaking up like really bad.
Yeah, it's probably just the internet connection. It fades out every now and then. It might be a little bit choppy, people. Sorry about that, but this is literally the best I can get where I am at the moment in the house. We've been having a lot of like router issues the past couple of days. Our internet just constantly fades in and out, and we reset the router numerous times. That router is not more than like 6 months old, so it's not the fucking router. I don't know. It's fucking shitty Texas internet is what it is. It's fucking... But anyway, what I'm getting at, people, is that when we were telling y'all months ago that the pedophilia agenda was going to take movement, we weren't ragging on gay people and saying that we don't like gays at all. We were trying to warn y'all of exactly what's happening right fucking now. We were warning y'all what was going to come because I saw this shit. And you know what? I'll accept gays. I'll accept transgenders. I'll accept whatever you want to do. If you want to be Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, whatever, I will accept you. But if you decide that you want to fuck kids, then I'm going to fucking hurt you because I've got kids and I'll be goddamned if you're going to fuck them. Ain't nobody fucking my kids unless they want to find out real quick how I'm serious I really am about that. Pedophilia is not fucking normal, you know?
No, it is not.
It's not fucking right, you know? Everybody goes back to, oh, well, back in the day, they used to marry people off at the age of 14 and shit like that. All right, listen. We're not talking about just 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds and shit like this. Yeah, you know? But we're talking about guys that want to fuck like 3- and 4-year-olds that say the kids don't experience any kind of trauma or pain from that, you know, experience. They've actually fucking done experiments, scientific studies into the fact that supposedly pedophilia does no harm to the children. You fucking worthless pieces of shit.
They're saying it does no harm.
Yeah, they're saying that kids are. They say something about like stimulated sexually at the age and up. So therefore, it's not they can be stimulated. And I find it a you know?
The fuck?
Yeah, for real, dude. And I was Luciferian at some point, but there was just like I turned away from Christianity because I went into the same thing when I dealt with It's why I'm no longer a satanic arts, because I witnessed the corruption within there. I started to witness the corruption of my own soul, and I stepped away from that. Okay?
Right.
So I will call Satanists out on their bullshit as well. And I'm not talking about Anton LaVey's Satanist, all right? That guy, as we have stated numerous times, that is not Satanism. That was a book written to get some guy pussy. That's all it was.
Pretty much.
That's all that book is. It's a guideline on how to get insecure chicks to fuck your brains out.
Pretty much.
Okay? So I'm talking about real Satanism, real Luciferianism, demonology. I'm talking about the true evil that runs behind the scenes of every fucking thing everywhere. Now, some people might say, well, how can you call yourself a pagan? Because that means you're acknowledging both God and Satan when you say that. Well, let me explain something to you about how I feel about all the gods in general. All right? Let me put it to you like this. There is no one God. There are many, many gods. Does that mean that the Christian God does not exist? No, he does exist. Because even if you get into quantum physics and the idea of quantum theory, that would mean that then you get, that would lead you into multiverse and string theory, which would mean that even if God doesn't exist in this universe, he exists in another one. We have created one that, because everything's infinite, therefore God exists somewhere, maybe not here. Here, I believe we have multiple gods watching everything, and that's why everything's always so fucking crazy, because gods battle each other for power. That's what they do. They use us like pawns in chess. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
not saying that God and Satan do not exist. I just don't think they exist in this universe. I don't think they exist in this realm, and I think that is what CERN is all about. I think CERN's trying to bring those two beings, the God and Satan, as you would call them, from the other dimension over here. I really about control. I think that those really powerful beings, and that the powers that shouldn't be, have decided that they want to open the gate, let them come over here, and bam, revelations happens. You see, that's another thing that nobody's thinking about. The Bible was written by man, right?
Yeah.
No mystical, magical power levitated a pen and wrote it themselves. No, it was the fucking men that wrote that book. So, knowing that, and knowing that the elites have used religion to control the world this entire time, do you not think that every little thing that they do is set up so that they can keep us trapped? Revelations,
Well, yeah.
because they want it. Understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, you people take this stuff as it is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And you know what? You're not that far off from wrong, because even if it wasn't the actual truth and it was just a man-made written truth, it's become reality, because the elites have to keep us under control. If they don't bring about revelations in the end of the world, you know what's going to eventually happen? All of these Christians, all of these people that have spent their whole lives believing wholeheartedly that the end of days was approaching and that the second coming of Christ was going to happen, if that never happens, do you understand the amount of chaos, just utter chaos, that would envelop this planet in a matter of days? Should it ever come out that all religions are a bunch of lies, man-made fabrications, this comes to light, it's proven beyond a doubt that they were all fabrications, right? Say that ever happens. What do you think is going to happen to everybody? What do you think would truly happen to the world at that point in time?
The trolls will go nuts.
Not just the trolls, dude. Everybody. Everybody would go nuts. Even me and you would go nuts a little bit to an extent. Because if we found out that every god we've ever believed in, everything that we thought that there was nothing higher than us out there. So while we thought we've been fighting the good fight and getting our, our guide for life, because I didn't choose the path I'm walking down now. I was led to this path. So that leads me to believe that there's a higher being out there that's pushing me. Maybe not controlling me, but he pushes me in a certain direction. He, she, it, whatever you want to call it. Let's not assume the gender of the all-powerful one. But all right, let's get there. Get back to what I'm saying here. So we're being pushed along, right? Well, how do you think it would affect us if we found out that there is nothing out there? Nothing pushing us. Nothing's ever been guiding us. It's all been on our own. I mean, that would strip the hope away from humanity. Even me, I would lose all hope right then and there, because that means my life would amount to nothing. That means that when it's over and done, you go into the dirt and that's it. That's it. Nobody wants to believe that. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that returning to the clay is the end of it all. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Like, nobody wants to believe that.
Exactly. So, to keep people invested in these religions, to keep people invested in these whole that they want to do, they have to keep people indoctrinated. That's why every religion, and Christians can say that they're nothing like Muslims, and they're nowhere near as radical. And yet, from the day your child's born, well, not the day, but usually within the first month of a child being born, if you're truly Christian or Catholic or any of that, 9 times out of 10, you go get your child blessed, baptized, all of that. By the time that they're old enough to start comprehending anything, you start taking them to church. You toss them off in the daycare so you don't have to take care of them for those few hours. You let a bunch of strangers program your child's brain into believing that this is the only truth that they will ever know. And you accept that. And that's just the way life is. And then you create a bunch of fucking nonsensical morons that cannot rationally think. They cannot interpret the Bible for themselves. They have to have, it's, well, however the preacher said it is, that's the way God meant for it to be interpreted. That's it. How many preachers have y'all listened to? Because I can tell you, I've heard millions of preachers throughout my life. I still go to churches today, though I don't believe in the faith. And yet, every preacher interprets that Bible a little bit differently than the one that preached it at the church I went to the week before. Everybody interprets that book a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Because it is written to be interpreted however you want to interpret it. There are certain things in there, yes, that are ground in stone, like the 10 Commandments. You can't misinterpret that shit. But the morals of the stories in those books can be interpreted however you want them to be interpreted. That's why for many years it's a sin to be gay. Now it's not a sin to be gay. Now it's a sin to do this. Now it's not a sin to do that. You see what I'm saying? And if you haven't noticed, as humanity has evolved, they have evolved the Bible to fit into whatever they wanted to fit into at that point in time. All the messages that they've been teaching for centuries before, right around, the era of the New King James Version, all of a sudden that starts to change. And then all of a sudden more and more little changes keep happening. And a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, until we have the book that we have today. And watch, because society is just so rapidly devolving into a non-civilized era again, they're going to have to change it again.
Mm-hmm.
And how can man change the words of an omnipotent, all-knowing, all-creating being? How can we take his words and change them and it still be the holy word? Explain that shit to me. So, not trying to rag on y'all, trying to explain to y'all that y'all need to stop letting the church tell y'all exactly how to live, because they don't know how to live. You think Joe Osteen really gives a fuck about your soul? Really?
Shit, no. He just got to keep the money going to pay for his massive mansion.
Do you think your local community pastor truly gives a fuck? You go to these big churches, and I'm talking about the ones that look like mini malls, that have coffee shops set up in them, that have all this crap that has nothing to do with God. Nothing. Coffee has nothing to do with God. Your bagel has nothing to do with fucking Jesus Christ, okay? So these mega churches that are basically like corner stores with a cross, those places are corrupting your faith. They are ruining your religion.
Speaking of which, there's a church here in Alabama It's about an hour drive away from me. They are developing their own police department.
What is it like? That's fucking stupid. What happened to
Well, I
separation
mean,
of church and state?
it's the biggest church in the state.
Well, time to call it barred.
Pretty much.
You know, see, and some of the, there's gonna be some asshole that's gonna be like, "Oh my God, did they just mention a guy that burned down a church?" Yeah, we did. Churches like that should be burnt. Why? Because they're not Christian. They're not promoting anything good. It's about greed. It's about Actually, that's about it. It's about greed. They don't care about you. Nobody in that church gives a fuck about the person sitting next to them. The pastor
Yeah.
sure as fuck don't give a fuck about the church or the community. Those are fucking straight. Like, if anybody is a true Satanist outside of the ones that, kill babies and shit, then I would say it's all these mega church pastors, where money is more important than the message that you're supposed to put out there to the people.
Yep.
And if you don't, actually, that brings up something that makes me think of, remember back around, I don't know, guess it was around Jade Helm when we first started this channel, we had an article that we had read out to the people where we were talking about how the government had gone after churches and said, if you do not tell your congregation to follow behind whatever we tell y'all to follow behind, we'll strip your tax-exempt status away.
Yep.
So then all of a sudden, all these churches back then that were talking shit about Obama and stuff, all of a sudden, they had to stop talking about politics altogether, and all you hear from them is that America's great and that Muslims are bad and that Israel is God. That's what y'all need to pay attention to. That's just like I'm saying, everybody's like, oh, we finally got a Jesuit fucking president. He's for God. Yeah, right. Which God? Have y'all ever stopped to ask yourselves that? When these politicians come out and they say, I love God. Have you ever actually stopped and asked yourself what God they're talking about? Because God is an encompassing term. There are many gods. There are many demigods. It does not necessarily mean that he's speaking about your Christian God. That's just arrogance on your part, believing that everybody in the world is going to be talking about your specific God that just so happened to get nailed to a tree.
Like the many others before him.
Yeah, there were tons of people that got nailed to trees back then. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't anything actually special other than the part that he came back like 3 days later. But that, I don't know, man. That's one of them stories that, like, unless y'all can show me some physical evidence that proves that there was a man. I know Jesus of Nazareth, well, Jesus was a real man, documented. So history can prove it now, but nobody can prove that the man resurrected after 3 days. So that makes me believe that your story is, again, manufactured for control of the people and to keep them blindly following whatever the powers that shouldn't be want them to do. They are following a strict guideline set up for them by men that know how to control other men very fucking well.
See, people say that it's proof because the tomb is empty. First of all, the tomb is a major tourist attraction. So, do you not think that just maybe somebody probably went in there and could have took something out?
That, or just maybe that's not even the right fucking tomb.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Maybe they are just showing y'all a fucking hole in the middle of a cave somewhere and telling you that that is Jesus's grave. How the fuck do you know that that's Jesus's grave? Were you alive? Were you there to see him get buried in there? Because I don't believe you were. And
if you were 2017 years old, I would really like to meet you.
I would, definitely. probably one of. I guess we need to go talk to the Queen Mother about that one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But other than that reptilian bitch, let's I mean, but seriously, you weren't there. You didn't see him get crucified. You didn't see him get buried. You are going off of stories that cannot be proven. These are writings of men. That's me. That'd be like me saying that I believe the Aesop's Fables is the new Bible for me. You know, it's a book written by some people with some good moral stories in it. Does that mean I'm going to live my life by Aesop's Fables? Do I really believe that a turtle could beat a rabbit in a race? Fuck no, I don't. You know? But there are morals in those stories. That's how I look at the Bible. Another book of Aesop's Fables, just a little more in depth with a little bit more meaning behind it. Still a book of fables, though. Not trying to put y'all down. Everybody needs something to believe in, and if you do believe in the Christian faith, kudos to you. But be real about your faith. Don't blindly follow. Think critically. Get in touch with your God in your own heart, because that's where spirituality comes from. Spirituality is you being in touch with that higher power yourself. Not because someone else told you that you're in touch with it. Your salvation does not rely on whether or not you drank a little bit of wine and ate a stale-ass cracker, okay? That is not what saves anybody anywhere. And my personal opinion, this is my bigger problem I have with Christianity overall nowadays, because, again, it was changed so that now it's acceptable for you to go out, murder, kill, rape, destroy, steal, do whatever the fuck you want. And as long as you come to Jesus at some point in your life and say, I accept you as my Lord and Savior, and you're the only thing out there, you're saved. So let me ask you something about that. Let's say the day that Hitler died, he decided to repent. I mean, I have to go to heaven and share a space with that son of a bitch? Because I'm not going to do it. That'd be like you, okay, what if Richard Ramirez had decided after everything, or Ted Bundy, or Jeffrey Dahmer? What if they found Christ the day they were about to die? Does that mean they're in heaven now? Even though they were these horrendous monsters here on earth that just automatically cleanse their souls and their evil deeds no longer matter, right? How does that make any sense? Where are the consequences for your actions here in life? Because from what I understand, at least from everybody I've talked to, including many pastors through all over this fucking shitty country we live in, they all have the same general idea. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but as long as you repent before you die, all your evil deeds will be wiped clean. Clean slate. Well, what the fuck is hell there for then? Who goes to hell if that's the case? Because I'm sorry, but if I knew that there was there's that kind of loophole, very end of everything, like I'd just kill people all day, every day, rape as many people as I wanted, and then at the end of the day, I'd repent and I'd go to heaven. Like, consequences, anybody? You know, and that's just, it's kind of what I'm getting at here, you know, like, there's so many brainwashed people, you know, and that's why I'm saying that the reason I got onto this topic is because a lot of the people I see out there supporting Trump right now are supporting him simply because he calls himself a Jesuit. And they don't know nobody really knows what Jesuits are. They just know that, oh, yeah, they're Christians. And everybody believes Obama was a Muslim. So, you know, that's all it's really about with him. You know, that's why nobody wants to talk derogatory about him. Because all these Christians believe Christian and that he's serving that God and that Israel serves that God. Therefore, we must fight Israel's war. Backwards is that.
Right.
I mean, what do you think, Brandon? Give me your thoughts on that.
I think people need to do their research before just blindly jumping into something. That's the main thing.
Well, see, the hard part about that is you can't really research into the Bible too.
Well, yeah, of course.
you know. But the thing is, it's more or less we're not telling y'all just to research and things. We're asking y'all to critically think about everything, be objective. You know, there may be a day where I turn back to Christianity, because the more I've looked into the religions, the more a lot of it sometimes does make sense to me. But then again, because I critically think and I try to think on a different level than most people, I also see that the reason all of this stuff makes so much sense is because the powers that be have set every little piece of the puzzle up so that it all falls into a certain line. Because if you also notice, if you go look at the Muslim prophecies, it seems like it's all playing out exactly the way their book tells them it's going to play out. Now, I guarantee you, if you go look at some of the other ancient religion prophecies, it's all playing out the exact same way that their religions said it was going to. Now, ask yourself, how can that be when none of these religions are tied in with each other? When none of these are actually the same? Like, how is it that all of their end time prophecies seem to be playing out a certain way? But if you also look, these end time prophecies are playing out the exact same way that the Georgia Guidestones say it needs to happen so that they can get the perfect amount of life on this planet.
Yeah.
I mean, it all revolves around each other, you know? And I'm not a deep researcher into this stuff. There's people out there that have been longer than we have. We've been involved in the truth movement 3-4 years now.
Longer than
and we
that.
don't know everything. We don't. Never have said that we do. Never will tell you that we do. We always, every episode, we tell y'all there are people better than us out there. We tell you the channels we get a lot of our information from. We tell you where to go to get the real good shit. Dabu, motherfucking Enter the Stars, iCitizen, you know, Not Reg Me, motherfucking Richie from Boston, Face Like the Sun. You know, there's so many channels out there y'all can look at, and they do a lot better job than we do. If y'all don't like cussing and shit, they're perfect for you. If you're Christian, because all those guys I can see, I mean, there may be one or two of them that aren't, but from all the conversations I've heard, they're all pretty much Christian, which is fine. And I enjoy their work. I think they're great researchers. I think they're great independent journalists. And I support them wholeheartedly. If I had the money to, and I wasn't a broke bastard, I would be supporting their Patreon. Even though I really need to be investing money in this channel, I'd still be giving them $10 a month, you know? Because I appreciate what they do, because without them, I couldn't bring y'all half the news that I bring y'all. And I couldn't go into these topics as in depth as I could if I wasn't listening to so many different angles. You see what I'm saying? So what we've been getting at with this episode tonight, people, is we are on the brink of World War III. We are there. We are fucking there. And a lot of people are going to go off and, you know, Israel is attacking Damascus now, which is very bad, because that just shows me that, of course, Israel will be some of the main people behind making Revelations play out the way they want it to play out. But if you ever went to Revelations and looked into it, pretty much the first sign that the Antichrist is here and that the end is pretty much already, it's unfurling, is when Damascus is leveled. And that's not too far. Cruise missiles at Syria. Israel's attacking Syria, which is going to get us in the war with China and Russia, which means NATO is going to get involved, which means the opposition to NATO is going to get involved, which means that everybody's going to be attacking everybody. You know what happens in that? Damascus gets leveled.
Of course.
So they're setting it up, all playing out the way they want it to play out. And we've been trying to get through to people right and left. And, you know, we're not done. That's just the thing. We aren't giving up. Even if war were to pop off tomorrow, motherfucker, I'd be out there with my smartphone trying to record every little thing so that y'all, you know, at least until they EMP us and then electronics are no longer useful. But we're not trying to doom porn y'all. We're trying to get y'all to think realistically about this shit. That way, if you don't like the way things are going just as much as we don't, y'all can say something. The more people that say something, the better the chances are that we can do something to stop this. The power is in the numbers. You can't win a war with 2 people, but you can win a war with 2 million.
Absolutely. See, that's the thing. People always complaining about the government and all that. They don't realize that there's powers in numbers. And I'm not talking about you feminist retards out here protesting the wage gap that doesn't exist.
Or protesting biological sex, like biological sex doesn't actually exist and it's a made up figment of your imaginations.
Well, no, I mean, we've got the group that does that, and then we've got the group that says all sex is rape no matter what.
Hmm. Well, I mean, there's going to be people that are on one side. There are going to be people that just blatantly don't give a fuck because they feel like nothing affects them in any shape, form, or fashion. You know.
Yeah,
But I mean, one of these days, man, we'll get it all. It'll all figure itself out. I believe. I believe we're all going to see some major changes coming here in the near future if we can manage to steer away from war. We have a real chance to turn things around in this world, not just in this country, but the world. We can turn things around, but we actually have to step up and we have to make sure that we avoid this war because if we don't, there won't be a world to save.
nope.
You know, and of course, a lot of people are, oh, it's just doom porn, fear porn, fear porn. Well, motherfucker, Korea today did one of the largest live fire drills ever, period, that they've ever done. China is talking about unprovoked escalations by America. The rest of the world is saying shit about it. So, like, this isn't just a few people here and there talking shit. This isn't a few conspiracy theorists being confused about the world. You know,
Right.
I mean, this is some people that put pieces of the puzzle together, and now we're out here trying to let y'all know. But I don't know, man. How do you like, as far as it goes? I mean, I haven't looked into it yet. I mean, I'll let y'all know more on it as soon as I find out more on it. But we did have a Russian ship go down, a recon ship go down in the Black Sea. So, you know, that's definitely something that needs to be looked into.
Yeah, I definitely hadn't heard about that.
Because, I mean, God forbid that was some kind of sabotage by the U.S. or anything like that.
Oh God, I hope not.
I mean, I don't know any information on that. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I would not put it past us right now because we are definitely going covert. So, anyway, just getting to the reality of everything, man. There is not much that we can do to save, the world unless people actually step up, use their voices, and say, "All right, enough is enough. We're not going to be slaves. We're not going to be pawns for your wars, for your bullshit. We're going to do things the way we want to do things, and we're going to make the world better for us, not for the billionaires, not for the trillionaires, not for those fucking people. No, we're going to do it for us." Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But I guess I'll let you close out with anything else you might want to say for right now, and let's give them our final thoughts. We're going to cut this episode off for today, and I'm going to look up more on the Russian ship that went down the Black Sea, I'm going to look more into what China's really telling us. And tomorrow, probably around 3 o'clock, we'll go live again. Well, about 3 o'clock. Today we went live at 4. So tomorrow between 3 and 4, we'll go live again and we'll cover into the newest information I can find out about that stuff. Right now, my computer's being really laggy. I've tried to go to a couple news websites throughout this call, and it's just not working. It won't load shit right now because of Google Hangouts up and running. So until I get a new computer, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, throw down a whole bunch of articles and stuff like I really want to because my computer's a piece of shit. Man, fucking won't stop lagging. So.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
But we really appreciate the 2, 3 of y'all that have showed up. There's only one person watching right now. We appreciate you, tuning in. It really means a lot to us. And, we've just got to, we're doing our best here for y'all. I mean, we've got a lot. I don't know if y'all can hear, but this whole time I've got my little ones fussy. So, my life is revolving around trying to find a new job and trying to get, my life's back rolling the way it needs to be. And I look into what I can, I bring y'all what I can when I can, but that is why we tell y'all where, the other channels out there that are doing what we do, but do it a lot better than us so that y'all can keep yourselves up to date. And if y'all just like the way we talk about things, then we love it. We love the fact that y'all are willing to entertain our thoughts and ideas and tune in. But like we've told y'all a million times, there are channels out there that are better for us with that. So, if you need what we can give you right now, those are the links. Go to Dabu777, Dabu7. Go to, or Dabu77. Then enter the stars. iCitizen News. Not Reg Me. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking list of channels twice in a row for y'all, but y'all get my fucking drift, right? So, anyway, any closing thoughts from you, Brandon?
Not really.
Appreciate everyone that tuned in today. We will be back tomorrow. I'll probably be throwing up a solo episode later on tonight. Just check, keep your eye on the channel, Metal Truthers on YouTube. Should you want to contact us, metaltruthers@gmail.com. We have a Facebook page. We have a Twitter account. I guess, what is it, Brian? Just Metal Truthers at Twitter or at Metal? I don't know how fucking Twitter works. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's at Metal Truthers.
At Metal Truthers. So we've got Twitter. We do have PayPal set up. So like we've said 100 times before, especially in this day and age, like we need all the help we can really get. Both of us have fallen into pretty dire situations in our lives that really came out of nowhere. And like it definitely wasn't a part of my future to get laid off, from a bullshit ass company that's just fucking everybody over. And now I have to wait 2 months before the job that I need because it has benefits and it starts me off at 15 an hour, won't be hiring for 2 months. And I'll be got at minimum wage for fucking McDonald's and make $500. Got me all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah.
And then 5 days a week and get 3 times that much. But anyway, we've come into some hard times. We're not asking for help. We're just throwing it out there that if y'all do like our content and y'all would like to try and help us become more professional, because I don't want to help with my bills, anything like that. I just need help getting my better equipment so that we stream articles and things like this and not have my computer catch on.
Yep.
So, Brandon needs to get himself professional that we need to get. And we can't afford to get those things right now because, we're not rich people. My life hasn't been easy. I've been a nomad most of my life. I mean, up until I moved to Texas, I had spent most of my life on the streets. So I'm just kidding. Y'all want to know what's real out there. This is what's real. We came from the slums and we're working our way up. And then we're trying to survive just like everybody else. And we're not asking for much. Like, all we want is like $1 a fucking month. If you can donate $1 a month, kudos. We're happy. You know? I mean, we're not greedy. We don't give a fuck. We're not doing this for money, obviously. This channel's been up for 4 years. We don't have near enough subscribers to monetize the channel, you know? So we're not making any money off of doing this, but we
everything we do it voluntarily. We do it to try to bring the news out there.
Yeah, we're just trying to have an open conversation and get people to think outside the box a little bit. But we're not getting paid for this, never have gotten paid for this, probably never will get paid for this. So, just saying though, if y'all want something more professional and y'all don't like the fact that, you know, we're doing it the way we are now and we can't, like, because my computer's shitty, I can't stream up articles for y'all, well, then help us out, because it's going to be a really long time before I'm able to afford a new computer when I've got fucking 4 kids, you know? And one of them, just to see him, it cost me over $500 a trip. I only get to see him once every few years because it's too goddamn expensive for me to make it from Texas to there. So, you know, y'all want to know about some reality. We struggle every fucking day, but we don't bitch and complain about it. And we don't get out here asking for handouts on a daily fucking basis.
Nope.
You know, we just throw it up at the end of the episode that if y'all would like to help out at all, you can. If not, we're going to keep doing it the way we do. And if you're going to complain about the quality, then kick rocks. Because you ain't doing shit to help the quality. So go fuck yourself in the ass with a rusty dildo. Maybe a little harsh. I don't give a fuck though. That's why this is my channel. Because I don't give a fuck. I might change this from Metal Truthers to Metal Don't Give a Fuck. But nonetheless, y'all keep it real, keep it metal. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. We're, you know, we're bringing y'all what we can. We're giving y'all the little bits we've got that we, you know, I mean, like I said, with better equipment, better quality, we can do more. We can start streaming all these articles. I don't know how to link people's channels. If anybody wants to comment on here, please, if y'all fucking know how we can link Dabu's channel in our description and all that good shit, let me and Brandon know, because I don't fucking know how to do this. I barely figured out how the tags work on this shit. I'm not like the most I'm tech savvy, but not that much. I don't understand half this new shit like Instagram and Twitter and I don't know, FaceTime and all that good shit. I don't understand it. I barely understand Facebook Live at this point. So like, y'all got to bear with me on that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So if anybody could, you know, throw us a little bit of advice on that, how we could link up the channels to link up the channels we listen to all the time and that we believe provide the best information so that y'all can just click a link and go straight over to that channel. Let us know. Comment on this just on Facebook. Send us a message. But anyway, Brandon, any last words, my friend?
I'm good.
Oh, you okay, buddy?
Yeah, me
Appreciate
good. Me good.
What, buddy? You have a rich tech support. But everybody, just keep your eye on Kim Jong-un and his massive Wapodgy fist of doom.
I push that button.
I push red button with pudgy fist, and we'll go boom. You make me very angry, and when I get angry, I get red. And when I get red, I push a little button, and when I push button, we'll go boom boom. Bye-bye. No more America. Yeah, so you know, let's keep an eye on all these fucking, you know, players.
Absolutely.
That's what they are. They're players in a game. It's a big stage. They're all actors. So just keep an eye on the world stage, and then you know, think outside the box. Stop believing everything that the news tells you. Stop believing in your politicians because they don't give a fuck about you. They give a fuck about a paycheck. Hey, check. That's it. So we're gonna cut it off here. We appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow. Like I said, we might throw up little small solo episodes tonight, depending on what breaks between now and the time I go to bed. Peace out.